Warning, this is Jake's first walkthrough of Katawa Shoujo, and has no idea what to expect. But upon saying that, some content may be inappropriate for kiddies.
Previously on Katawa Shoujo.
Heart attack! One-eyed chick, cool guy with a hat, ditzy, classic, pink-haired girl with glasses, the other one. Right here, she's deaf. Right here, over... bubbly laughingness. He's got a scarf, that is top. And it's Gryffindor colors, that is awesome. My life is not a game here. Or is it?
And
Let's play Risk.
and our story continues.
Hey everybody out there in YouTube land! Jake the OneManBand is back again. When we left off, I played a game of Risk, and now we are going to the library. So, let's dive right into it, shall we? One flight up of the stairs up, and I run into problems. What kind of problems? The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Except I think that painting's different. Wide, of course, and plain, like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? Well, dude, start opening doors, man. Come on. I bet on the ladder and choose my direction at random. After I turn around a corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, though. It's just barely ajar, so that I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense if the library door to be invitingly open. And while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. Dude, you never got anywhere by not endeavoring and stuff. I tried to make a quote, but it just didn't work. I'm sorry. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. Dude, don't be afraid. Come on, be a man. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. That's like horror game opening. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though is much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible. Amik, hello? On my lips is quickly snatched away. Hello? Who is this lady? ... That's Shizume's line. This is not what I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking the center stage in an otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing in the doorway, staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Oh, so she's drinking tea. Maybe it's a cafe. It's blue eyes. This is wavy-haired girl. Hello there. May I help you? Yeah, I need to get to the library, girl. Staring directly in front of her, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's a soft, measured voice that reminds me she's being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met seems strikingly distant. Hi. Sorry for intruding, but I'm just kinda lost. Can you help me? Please? She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. So I wonder what what her disability is. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling that the slight... Oh, she's blind. That's what I was thinking. That she's probably blind. And the slight cloudiness in her eyes means that she might be at least partially blind, like Kenji. Yeah, man, but Kenji, he's got a lot more things going toward him. He's got like a Gryffindor scarf, and he's in the Master Chief room. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes this silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. I take it you're a new student to Yamaku? Yeah, I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers. Accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. I'm sorry, I'm just having a hard time with that word, man. This music, it's great. One which I hasten to match before realizing the futility of the action. She's blind, dude. I'm Lily Satao. Pleased to meet you. Lily. That's not really a Japanese name. I guess she really is half Japanese. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? No. See, that's like cross-contamination. It's kind of gross. As much as it pains me, I can't keep still with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod, taking the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea. Oh, okay, so obviously I'm not drinking out of her tea. That'd be kind of gross. From a collection of supplies laid out along a shelf. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. It seems to be a process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways and see around her back, she seems to use her long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. The only thing to see... It's one thing to see the different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. People adapt every day. I mean, everybody has problems. You gotta adapt. You gotta accept people for who they are. Shizune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I'd never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offerer preparing the drink. So what? Her soft voice brings me out of my silent observation. Those eyes, man. You can just get lost in those eyes. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Shizume and me, some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finished pouring the water into the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it's being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi, as are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right. in the science room with Matao. Tee-hee-hee! She gives a small giggle before settling down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite a character. I'd imagine you'd come to like him. Most do. Maybe if I had some time with him. Is that me? Is that... Well, I guess we did see us in the first episode, but... What, no jacket? Just a shirt and tie and pants and belt? No jacket? Man, you must be freezing. Then again, it's probably spring. I don't know. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. Dude, just drink the tea. And if you don't like tea, you can always just, like... She won't see it! Oh, it's terrible. Nonetheless, the smell's quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks, Satao. It tastes really nice. Her name is Lily, dude. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please. See? See? You don't call girls by their last name. You call them by their first name. You call boys by their last name. This is basic logic. There's no need to be formal. Well, I guess if you were being formal... She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-braid speech. Oh well. I guess I should try to ask her about herself, as it really doesn't seem as if she is catering to me. So, which class are you from? I'd imagine it's one of the 3-year classes? So we're 3rd year. 3-3. Man, the more you know, the more you learn. This is why we play these games and stuff. Correct. I'm in class 3-2, which is on the 3rd floor, same as yours. It's taught by Meigai? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe Meigai. And is specifically for both blind and partially blind students. So that's probably where Kenji is. I see. Oops. Oh, man, you are just fumbling. You are not suave with the ladies. And now you have a sweat. Is that sweat? Yes. And a frowny face. I feel like slapping myself for the faux pas. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem to be the least bit put off by it. My, there is no need to change your speech on my account. Sure. Sorry, I guess I'm really showing my newness here. An environment like this would be a big chance, so I can't fault you for it, while the same can't be said for everyone. Many have come to terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I go into another, because I don't know how to pronounce that word. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, this might be her version of the place behind my school that I think to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunch times. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club. So a friend and I use this room for having tea. So she's class 3-2's representative, and then Shizume is class 3-3's representative. I'm getting in with the powerful people. Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizume, her mannerisms seem to be almost completely opposite. While Shizume's blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm. almost a loft. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of school clubs. What kind of clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are the track and field club, strenuous activity, I got a heart problem, can't do that, which uses the field near the school during lunchtimes. The baseball club, can't do that, and the book club in the room near the library. There are also numerous small ones, too, such as art and music clubs. At the same time, at a time when I'm just wanting to get on my feet, rushing into a club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if this school shares the same rules as my old one. Is it words! I need some water. Compulsory to join a club. I guess it means, is it... what's the word I can't even think of a synonym for the word. It isn't, but it is encouraged. Essential, that was the word. Is it essential to join a club? Apparently it isn't, it's just encouraged. Good. That's a relief. I really let down my guard around this girl to let such a thing slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. And the time goes by and you miss your opportunity to get library books. Once again. Very good, sir. As I look over to the window over her shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room has a distinctly orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. Huh? The time's gone quickly. Sorry. Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun setting. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seems to come as a surprise to her. I guess she must have lost track of the time. Sorry, Hisho. I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. I quickly moved to allay her concern. Oh, no, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? Man, whenever a girl wants to have conversation with you guys, just don't leave. Let her kick you out. I mean, if you gotta get somewhere, ain't nobody got time for that. Stay and talk to the girl. She pauses and takes a moment to think on it. It's probably something I shouldn't have asked Shizune when I had the chance, but Lily seems likely to know in any case. True, it's open until 6:30 during weekdays. I quickly glance at my watch, confirms I have, well, enough time to get there. Good. So I guess it's still late winter because obviously the sun is setting, and it's before 6:30. I'm not sure how time is different in Japan than it is here, but as of this moment, the sun sets at like 5 because of winter. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking with you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Aw, it was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it alright. Well, unless my navigational skills fail me. Which it seems to have a habit of doing. Yeah, but you didn't find the library, instead you found a beautiful girl. That's a win. It's alright. I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you. This gets better and better! It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that has been sitting in the handle of her bag on the floor. That'd be so cool. Look at that! Compared to the cane of the boy in my class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, whereas Lily is for navigation. Yeah. I mean, if you need to, like, lean on a cane, you want it to be, like, wood, strong, thick, awesome. Together we leave the peaceful room to enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers as we slowly walk through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. Aw, I'm such a gentleman. She gives an appreciative smile at the gesture, taking the lead as we file in. Books! And with that, guys, I think I'm gonna have to end the episode here. It's probably gonna be shorter than the previous ones, but I think this is just a good time to end because we just met somebody new and just time to reflect. So, hey, like and favor if you've enjoyed. Subscribe, of course, and I will see you guys next time. I'm out there in YouTube land. I'll see you then. Yeah.